So, you just started iRacing and you're struggling to get out of rookie class, and you might be wondering what you're doing wrong. Don't worry friend, I was there not long ago myself, so I decided to do a race complete with errors to show you how, with a bit of persistence, you can easily climb out of the rookie stages and begin to further immerse yourself into the experience that iRacing has to offer. Alright, so you've already qualified and you're on the starting grid, and dropping into first gear, as we know, is typically chaos into turn 1, and today is no different. 3 wide into turn 1, and I have been love tapped and spun out, but no damage. And when something like that happens and you know you've got no damage, by all means persist and push through and get back on that track and keep on going.
Yeah! Well, get mad! It's about time! Come on, get in the fight!
Don't panic, don't get ahead of yourself and push yourself too hard as you're trying to catch up to the rest of the pack, because you're natively gonna get there. Just keep yourself clean and consistent and just watch yourself as you go through those initial corners. I know it's super easy to let panic get on the onset and make you feel like you have to drive really hard to catch up to the rest of the pack, but that's not the case. Just keep yourself clean and consistent, and I promise you, you will catch up. And as we can see just ahead of us, there's one of them getting away, and we'll catch him shortly. Catch them shortly, there they are. The beauty of starting iRacing so early is that you've got the red, clear, and green racing line. Red meaning to apply the brakes, clear meaning to just let yourself freewheel through the corner, and then green, obviously, go apply that pressure to the throttle and get yourself moving. Now, obviously not too much because you'll end up spinning out. A little bit wide through there. That's okay. And there we go. We've had an accident with 2 cars in front of us. We've just made up 2 places effortlessly. Now, keep in mind, at this early stage of iRacing, the overall objective here isn't all about coming first, and I know that every racing game you've ever played instills it in your head. If you're not first, you're last.
If you ain't first, you're last. You know what I'm talking about? That phrase is trademark, not to use the tradition of Ricky Bobby.
But in this scenario, what the game really cares about is your ability to stay clean and consistent while racing. So think about it in terms of, have you come off the track? Have you had any collisions with other drivers that are in the same race as you? And have you stacked your car? If the answer is no, then you're sitting pretty and you should probably keep it up. Passing nice and tight through that corner there. That's a much better line than the previous lap. And as we can see, we're gaining some ground. Just again, no pressure. Whoop, that was a little bit sketchy through there, but no pressure. Don't overdo it. Don't over push yourself, because at this point, any mistakes that I make are purely my own. And as well, while we're here, I'll mention it. In the bottom left-hand corner of the screen there, we can see my throttle inputs and my steering alignments as I'm playing the game, just so you can see exactly what I'm doing as we're going through the game. And here we go, we've got another slow car coming up in front of us, which fantastic. We're already starting to make headway in terms of moving our way back up the grid. We've got 3 players in front of us now, all vying for position. And we'll just keep our distance and we'll not keep our distance as such, but we'll keep pace with them, but we don't want to get involved. We just want to wait for the right opportunity to get around them and to get through that pack. Incident free for ourselves, of course. Just gently into those braking zones. We want to wash off a bit of speed, but not too much. Otherwise, we'll end up falling. Oh, that was sketchy. I nearly came off the track there, but we're okay. We're still in it to win it. Or even not even win it. Just keep up at this point. Make some headway. That was a bit wide. That's okay. Whoop, he's come off the track. Let's see if we can capitalize here. Oh, not yet, but we're getting closer. Oh, whoa. Could see that tire smoke and all that dust and debris flick up off the track from up ahead. And there we go. We're going to go for the inside. Oh, no. And we've taken another 2 due to incident ahead. And that's how easy it is. Just keep yourself out of trouble. Listen to your race engineer. They're here to help, and they're going to tell you the best way to get around this track incident free, and that's what's important, especially in these early stages of the game. Just, you want to have nice, clean racing. That's what it's all about. It's not about nudging this person off or causing incident. It's just about everyone finishing the race. There we go. We got 2 ahead of us. Can we catch up to them? Time will tell. But we're looking good so far. Now, what I'd also might recommend as you're going through this, especially if you're new but you're fairly confident in your own racing ability and making yourself a way around these tracks and your own handling of the car, is don't qualify at all. Get yourself to the very back of the grid. That way, you yourself can leave all that mayhem of turn 1 behind you. You don't need to get involved. Everyone's going to start colliding into each other because in these early areas of iRacing, and especially in the rookie areas where no one talks, it's absolute chaos, and you can avoid it and wait for all the chaos to happen, and then your race engineer is just going to help you get straight through that. Just like that, another 2 cars on our left, and hey, look out, we've just gained another 2 spots. And we were the first incident of the race too.
The car in P2 just left the fastest lap, 49.802.
Ooh. That was risky, but we've gained another spot there.
You're back in 5th.
And we've made our way back to our original starting position. And it's not about pushing ourselves to get the car ahead of us. Not at all. Let them race their race. You just race yours. Because the second you start pushing to hunt down someone else, it's when you undo yourself and you ruin the race for yourself. So just keep it clean. Keep it consistent. And I promise you in a few races' time, you will be well and truly out of that rookie license. And you need to keep that mentality as you climb within iRacing as well. Now, some techniques you might want to look up if you're not familiar with them is the likes of trail braking, where you're hard on the brakes as the braking zone approaches, and then you gradually back off your brake pedal, still maintaining but just releasing that pressure bit by bit with a transition back onto that accelerator. That way you're not freewheeling it as much, but you've got a little bit more control over the power you're putting down to the racetrack and how you're maneuvering yourself around the track. And remember to use the entire track. You don't have to necessarily stick to the racing line. If you can see a more optimal line as you're going through the race itself, by all means, give it a go, give it a shot, especially if you're coming into those practice sessions. Early on, the game will show you the racing line. Take advantage of it, and if you think you've got a faster one, or if you think going slightly wider or cutting in closer on a corner might work better for you, that's the opportune time to give that a go and see how it lands. What I typically like to do if I'm not pulling a lot of power, or the power I should be when I'm coming out of that corner, I'll drop a gear and just build those revs back up and chug it straight through to get back to where I should be. As we can see, the car behind us is getting fairly aggressive and wanting to get past me, and that's okay. You're going to experience that a lot. Don't feel too pressured by their presence, because at the end of the day, if they're pushing, they're making themselves liable to their own mistakes of their own making. Just race your own race, and if they're faster than you and they get around you, let them pass cleanly and freely. You're only in the rookie divisions, it doesn't matter. What matters here is clean, consistent racing. Well, that was pretty tidy around there.
The car in P1 just set the fastest lap, 48.867. Last lap.
And final lap of the race, here we go. Let's hope I don't bin it, and we will finish at the same position I started as, even though we were dropped right to the back.
Fastest lap of the session.
Oh, and the car behind us has come clean off the track. Now that's going to go against his favour, because the game is going to understand that he came off the track and it's going to go against him. So remember, you got to keep it on the track. No collisions. I've been pushing a little bit there and can see where I'm starting to get a little bit too confident, or overconfident rather, and can see that I'm starting to slide a little bit around that chicane. Whoops, slow car. There we go.
On the right.
We've just made another position.
The car in P1 just set the fastest lap.
P1 is cooking.
154.
And there we go. That's the game. How we went from an incident in lap 1, turn 1 to the very back of the grid, all the way up into P4 with minimal effort. We kept ourselves safe throughout the race. We didn't overly push it. We didn't make any incidents. We didn't have any collisions with anyone else. And we just raced our own race. And that's the most important thing, especially in these rookie areas of the game. Or in the rookie license, rather. Because that's what the game is measuring you on. It's your consistency. Well, not even consistency. It's more how safe you are through the game. It's, you know, did you come off the track? Which in this case I did. There was a collision. But I didn't cause any damage to the car. The car was absolutely fine. And if I wanted to, I'm pretty sure I could debate the results of the collision in that one. But again, it's no big deal. We're happy with it. It's more just to give you guys an idea of Okay, if incident happens and your car is fine, just get back into the thick of it. Don't overly push yourself or give yourself a false sense of I need to push harder and faster to catch up, because you're gonna get there anyway. Keep it clean, keep it consistent. That's the main thing in all of this. Now, one thing I tend to do as well is I'll get to the last lap, to the end of the race, and you might have seen a couple of cars stopping in front of me just to exit the game. I actually drive my car back into the pits, because that's what you do in a normal race, and this is a racing simulator after all. So I'm going to take this car all the way around the track one more time. Well, this is the last time that we're watching now. I'm going to bring it right into the pits to end it. Hopefully this was helpful to you guys, just to give you an idea of what the game's looking for and how you yourselves can get out of that rookie rut that you might get in, thinking, oh, well, you know, I've came first, I did better, I came off the track a couple of times, I had a couple of incidents, but overall I was okay. Why aren't I getting out of rookie class? This is what the game's looking for, I believe, and I could be wrong, so feel free to correct me in the comments down below if I am wrong. It's as long as you're maintain 4 incidents or less per race, you're doing alright. Thanks, and I'll see you soon.